So guys, we got further verification about the new Mercedes deal. In this video, I'll be wrapping up the entire timeline about what happened, where we're at in this deal so far, why we're not getting any sort of announcement, and why is this deal so important to Mercedes as well. Mercedes, as a luxury brand, their EV sales in China has been an absolute disaster. Terrible sales of their EVs. All their vehicle models not doing well at all. In the month of May, they delivered 2,283 EVs. In the month of June, they delivered slightly better, 2,909 EVs. In the month of July, they delivered 2,688 EVs. They can't even get past 3,000 EVs. How are they going to survive in the future if everything is transitioning to EVs, which they will and are transitioning to EVs? And if you look at the product, what they're charging for that money, you can buy a new ES8. And if you've seen my test drive video with the new manager on the new ES8, you'll understand this thing is next level. There is no way in hell that I'll buy a Mercedes EV. You'll have to shoot me with a gun to make me buy a Mercedes EV. And right now, it's at a point where still a lot of people don't even know about NIO. So imagine if everybody knew about NIO, like everybody knows about Tesla, then Mercedes EV sales, gonna drop down even more. NIO's EV sales, absolutely skyrocket. But that's another topic for concern. And you guys gotta watch that video, the ES8 video. So how are things going timeline-wise with the Mercedes deal? We know that in April, this is when the first rumor of the deal started, when it was initiated. Mercedes CEO Ola Källenius going to a NIO house to meet up with NIO CEO. And I'm sure as hell they didn't talk about what the best coffee was, or where the bathroom was, or what the best park was. So there was that discussion, which was the initial discussion for the deal. And then fast forward to June, quite recently in June, early June, when NIO reached 1,500 swap stations, NIO CEO said there is already somebody that we are in talks with to partner up and develop EVs that uses battery swap. However, R&D and development of this car will take time, and more time is needed. We'll come back to this statement in a bit, all right? It's very important. This statement pretty much reveals a lot of things. And then fast forward a couple days to near the end of June, June 22nd, that's when NIO CEO went to Germany for this China-Germany Technological Collaboration Conference. And he was representing China and not NIO. And afterwards, he gave that interview where he said he was very excited about the collaboration between Chinese new energy vehicle brands and Germany, and he thinks that this will be a win-win situation. He's very, very excited. We thought this was a general statement, but it turns out it probably was just referring to NIO. He's very excited that NIO is collaborating with German brands, cough cough, Mercedes, and he's very excited and happy about it. And then fast forward to July. What happened in July? Mercedes China CEO went to Shanghai to observe a battery swap station with NIO CEO. There's something very suspicious about this because, first of all, Mercedes, their headquarters is in Beijing, in China. Beijing. There's so many swap stations here. Why can't they just go to any of these swap stations to observe it if they wanted to observe it, if that was their purpose? Second of all, they went to Shanghai, and why do you even need NIO CEO to observe the swap station with you? What is the point of that? Can't you just get a technician to explain it to you or something like that? Why do you need NIO CEO for that? You guys can connect one-on-one together. And add to that, the NIO owner with 23 NIOs, when I interviewed him, he said one of the NIO owners very close to the CEO asked him about it, and he would not answer back. Asked the CEO about, NIO CEO about this question. Are you guys working with Mercedes? He would not reply. He would not answer this directly. He did not say yes or he did not say no. And add to the fact that the NIO owner of 23 NIO said Mercedes surveyed NIO owner in the past about NIO and battery swap. And why would Mercedes survey NIO owners about this? And to add on top of that, one of my subscribers in Europe, he went to a NIO test drive event and he said the cars are absolutely top quality excellent, loves the cars. Fast pricing, very nice. You get free battery swap there for 2023, and then even for 2024, you get 2 free swaps a month. And here's the interesting part. He also asked the NIO sales reps there what's going on with the Mercedes deal. And they said Mercedes most likely going to license NIO's battery swap to use their battery swap network. And this pretty much confirms it. But we're asking the question, why are they not announcing the deal? Why they're not doing a PR announcement? There's 2 reasons for this. First of all, they probably signed a NDA, non-disclosure agreement, and probably because they're all multi-billion-dollar companies, the NDA violation fees are probably super high. So if NIO was like, hey, we were working with Mercedes and saying all that kind of stuff, could potentially damage Mercedes' brand reputation or hurt their sales or do anything like that before the vehicle is actually ready. And of course, that would mean a big hefty fine on behalf of for NIO. So NIO definitely does not want to pay that fine, so they're just keeping their mouths shut, and they absolutely should. The second, we got to go back to the statement from June when 1,500 swap stations were deployed. NIO CEO said there still needs to be time for R&D and production of the car, meaning they are still in the early phases of this deal, and that the car that Mercedes is going to build that uses NIO's battery swap stations isn't ready yet, and hence they cannot talk about it. You're thinking, why not do it like Volkswagen and Xpeng? Because, you know, Volkswagen, Xpeng, it's a very public thing, and then they said they're going to work together to build 2 cars in the future. Why can't it be like this? There's 2 big possibilities for this. First of all, it could be because they haven't ironed out the details for this yet, how much money they're going to invest or how many cars they're going to build, what the time frame is, what technology are they going to use from NIO. Is it just going to be the battery swap and the chassis technology, or is it going to be more? Are they going to also incorporate NIO's LiDAR system? Because NIO's LiDAR system and NIO's autonomous driving is absolutely spectacular. Maybe they haven't ironed out the details yet. But also, possibility number 2 could be because this deal may not involve that much money. It may not be like, oh, we're going to invest several $billions into NIO. No, it may just be like we're licensing NIO's tech and we're paying them annual fees to use their tech to build cars based on their tech that allows battery swap, but we're not doing investment into the company to own their stock. It could be that possibility as well. However, all of this combined just means, guys, it's happening. It's just happening behind closed doors. The product isn't ready. I know you guys are quite anxious to know about it, but just calm down. It's going to happen. And NIO's battery swap network is what's going to make NIO win in the end. Because imagine if you have a gas station and the gas station only can fill out this car, and you have 1,600 gas stations all around the country. Then you either have to be able to accept gas from this gas station, or you miss out, or you lose that accessibility factor. And Mercedes is interested because Mercedes sees that in the future, if we don't have this advantage of being able to battery swap as well as charging, then perhaps their destiny for their EVs is going to continue to slide. The NIO owner with 23 NIO said to me, 99% sure it's going to happen. People from the company can't talk about it in public, but 99% sure. And once the deal is announced, hopefully it is more like a strategic investment, investing money into NIO, which I think they absolutely should. Because if you look at the quality of the ES8 that I test drove with the new manager, holy crap, that car can do so many amazing things I did not believe was possible. So go click on that video right now. It's gonna blow your mind.